Okay, so let's continue from where we stopped in our shell expansion. Okay, so this time I want to talk about two things. We're focusing on the last two parts as regards to this whole concept of shell expansion, which is we've talked about the double quote. So now I want to talk about the single quotes and then the escape character. So we're talking about the single quotes and the escape character. So let's glide on right now. So now I want to show you the difference of what single quotes can do and what double quotes do. We've already talked about double quotes too, which we know it expands the stuff for us. Okay, it helps to make it single rather. Okay, so it helps to make it like a single character and print it all at once for us. So that is one of the advantage of what those double quotes do for us, which we've seen in the previous video. If you know what the video, I will advise you to go back to the video. Okay, so now looking at a single quote, what single quotes will do is that it will make your command or your text be print or come out the way you put it in the screen. Now what I'm trying to see now, for example, if I'm to use a double quotes in this, let's say echo, let me use a double quotes. If I do something like this, and let me just add one more, so this will print for me for and myself, Lexis code, which I'm the user. Okay, so that's what it does. So it prints out what is within inside of those variables itself. So all these stuff are actually like variables. Okay, so it prints it out for me. It did the 2 plus for me, which is 4, and the user, which is Lexis code. So now what this single quote will do in this case, now watch the difference. Sorry, single quotes have then 2 plus 2 so this will just, oh, I made a mistake there. I have to close the terminal and start afresh. Okay, so let's do that again. The single quotes, which we did our 2 plus 2, and then I wrote user. So this will print from exactly what I put within those single quotes. You can see. So that's just the difference between that double quotes, what double quote does and what single quote do. Okay, so it just print out the exact thing written in between them. Unlike the double quote, that it will kind of like make some kind of arithmetic or expand it in a way to bring out what those stuff represents. As kind of 2 plus, as can see, as 2 plus 2 actually represents 4 in terms of double quote to bring out 4, and the user is actually the Lexis code to bring out the user. Okay, but then using a single quote to just bring out whatever you write in the command line in the shell, it print it out exactly the way it is. It won't, all this $sign doesn't have any effect in it at all. So that's one stuff we just need to know when it comes to using single quotes. All right, it also applies to creating files. Actually, like we've talked about creating files, so just like creating files like this, let me not talk about that. I will soon talk about it later in the video. So let me just go straight to the escape character. So sometimes we only want to quote a single character. To do this, we can precede the character with a backslash. So backslash is the sign, is the symbol for escape character. Backslash, this is backslash here. Okay, so that's the symbol for escape character. So often this is done inside double quotes, so mostly use this backslash inside double quotes. Let's see this example. If I write something like echo the balance for user is $5. Now you see what this prints for us now. Okay, mind you, using this 5, you can see this $5 doesn't really bring anything. As soon as I put those brackets, it will bring it out as 5 itself. Okay, but notice also this user expanding in a way, giving me what it represents, because user is a variable. Okay, so in that variable, the value of that variable is let's code, which I'm the user. All right, so that's just it. But then now let's do the same thing using single quotes, so you see the difference again. So balance for user is $5. You can see the difference. So single quote will just print exactly the way you write it in your shell. It won't do any story, any unique stuff. Just print it exactly the way it is. So the dollar sign has no effect at all when it comes to the variable symbols. Has no effect when it comes to using single quotes. So that's just one of the stuff you need to keep in mind. Now I want to say something now. It is also possible to use characters in file names that normally have special meaning to the shell. So what we are saying now, for example, now imagine I want to create a file and I want to name the file good and bad, or bad and good. Now this and we are seeing here is something related to shell. Okay, so it's a special character in shell, or probably let me not use this and let me use this dollar sign. So it's something related to shell. So it doesn't really make sense if I'm to write it this way and create an empty file. If I click enter and let us see the error it will give us. Okay, you can see it didn't even bring, it ignored that good aspect, give me the bad, whereas what I wanted is the good and bad together exactly the way, even with the dollar sign. You shall see another similar example. If we have something like this, bad and good, then if I do ls, it will still print only the bad, the first part for me, whereas I need both of them combined together. So for us to bypass this, we can then use the escape character. Okay, so if I say bad and I want to add that and, so I'll first put my backslash, that's my escape character, then place that and then put good. Now if we do ls, you can see now we have bad and good together. So you can see now, so that escape character removes the uniqueness of the and special character. Likewise, even if you use dollar sign also, it will remove it also. Okay, so just what we created, this stuff we created, you can see it's even written in single quotes. You can also do that also by saying touch. I'm going to use single quote now. Let me say good and bad. Remember, single quotes prints exactly what is there in the screen, so we're expected to see it that way. So you can say good and bad. So it's like another alternative way of doing the same thing. Alright, so just keep that at the back of your mind. You can also do the aspect of putting a forwards, a backslash, using backslash at the same time also. What I'm saying is that, for example, now if I say touch good, if I want to create a file that has good backslash bad, this will work for us since I'm using single quotes as expected. If I do ls now, you can see. And now let me show you another way of doing the same thing without necessarily using the single quotes. So we want to use only the escape character. So I'll just say good backslash to remove the special features of this second backslash, then bad. So if I do ls, you can see we still have the same good and bad there, it's still there. Or probably I should change it to something else so I can see the changes. So let me say bad to backslash good. So ls, you can say bad backslash good. So that's just how to play around all of this. So backslashes are also used to insert special characters into our text. These are called backslash escape characters. So we have more common backslash characters, like we have the new line, we have tab, we have alert, we have form feed also. So I'll just explain some few of them, so we'll just see how they work. Let me scroll this a bit down. Alright, so let's just see some few examples as to other common aspect of escape backslash characters. So now I want to use the aspect of a new line. So new line, to create a new line, we have to use the backslash, then put n. So this will create a new line. Now let's see how it works. So let's see this example. So for us to do this using this example, I'm going to use the echo command and I'm going to use the if flag. Let's check the man page of echo and the if flag. Man page, that's the manual page of echo. So the if flag here, it says that enable interpretation of backslash escapes. Okay, so whenever I want to use that backslash, we should use this stuff. It will make it enabled in a way, so it will realize that you want to use backslash. That means a unique something wants to happen with the code using the echo command. And this is an example of the backslash I talked about, so I mentioned. Alright, so these are some of them, which I'm just going to do some examples of some of them now. So I'm going to quit this. So let's do that. So echo our if flag. Now I want to write a text, and inside that text, after that text, I want to create new lines. And put it this way: inserting several blank lines. Now I want to put many space after that. You can see I'm putting 3 new line spaces there. If I hit enter, you can see this space here. So that's the cause of this. Let me show you something else again using the same stuff, so just so you can really visualize it better. Let me say inserting, then I put the backslash here, then I write several, then I put the backslash here, blank lines. Let me put on that backslash here. You can see the stuff now. So inserting, take it to the new line, then put the several, then take the next part to the new line, put the blank lines, then leave an empty new line, which is this empty line. So that's just exactly what happened here. The space here is this space here that is in between this my new line and the blank. You can see this several doesn't have space at the back because of the new line and several is like together. So space is also show effect too in it, just so you know. So this is just a way of using the new line character. So let's look at another character called the tab. So the tab character, what does the tab key, what it usually do is just space it in a way. When it comes to especially coding, we usually use our tab key. Check your keyboard, you see one place 0 tab. So usually space it horizontally in a way to make everything look uniform. Alright, so let's just see an example of that. So if I say echo my if flag, say words, I put my tab key, space it a bit to the right. Okay, so separated, words separated, I put tab key again to give it, push it to the right again, separated by tab key again. Okay, horizontal, so horizontal, and lastly tabs. So you can see now, so all these spaces that we're seeing here are the horizontal tab spaces it's giving each of those words. So that's just what the tab escape character does for us. Alright, so let's look at one last one, the alert. So what this alert does is just make our terminal beep. Okay, I believe we are going to hear the beep. I believe the recording is also system audio recorded also. So if you hear a beep on my laptop, if there's a sound of a beep, it should also record inside this video. So let's try that. So we have the echo, our if flag. So now if I put for my backslash a, that's the alert character. Okay, backslash a. So I will say my computer went beep. Now I want you to also learn something here now. If you notice, we started with double quotes, right? Then inside the double quote, I still chose to put single quotes there. So what this will do for me to print it in a way that to write my computer went beep with that single quote still in there. I believe you heard that beep. So that's the beep. Now let me show you another way of doing the same thing. If I write my echo, now this is not even about this alert backslash stuff. Like what this stuff I'm trying to explain here now is not just about this alert character. It also applies even without the alert character. So another way of doing the same stuff where I put that single quote within the same double quotes, like to print it out in the quote format for me. So there's another way of doing it, so I can put a backslash, an escape character, then put a double quote there. Since you are dealing with double quotes already, that's if you want to use a double quote, since you started with double quote and you want to use the same double quotes inside itself, so I'm going to put that backslash and escape character, then I'm going to add beep, then close it. Okay, so after closing it, then we'll still close the whole initial beginning of our escape character here. So if I click enter here, you can see. So that's just how stuff like this works. And I believe we also heard that beep sound. Right, so this is just all about it. You can just play around with most of this code and try other characters, other escape characters. So I believe you understand this video very well. I think this is the last part as regards to the shell expansion. So we've talked about variable and expansion in just a single video alone. Just realize that all this stuff, this user stuff, is a variable itself. All right, so we'll still learn more about that in the next video. That's shell variables, that's the environments and all. So we'll learn that when it gets to the expected environments in Linux. So stay tuned. Bye.